I wanted to start something off with my third movie blog by talking about movies that have been great adaptations of books, but at the same time shouldn't probably be made. And it's kind of hard to concept because like when a movie adaptation's done and it's done really well, it gets great recommendations from people, and people like say if you read the book, you'll love the movie. And a lot of it gets said about the Harry Potter movies that have been very successful in the theaters, but at the same time they take a lot out of the books, and a lot of people they read the books. I'm not gonna even go into the Twilight franchise because, well, it's a Twilight franchise, and that's another story for another movie blog. So recently I was watching, I just got done watching Sin City, the movie done by Robert Rodriguez, and it's based off of the comic books by Frank Miller that I've been reading for the past couple weeks. I kind of wanted to brush up on like the source material first, and as I was reading these stories, they're actually really well done murder mysteries and just murder mysteries, murder stories, and just the characters and the way the whole world that Frank Miller drew and wrote was very cohesive and very character driven. When I watched the movie, I enjoyed the movie, but at the same time I just had really frustrations with the movie because it kind of seemed like the movie was trying too hard to be adapted to the novels, like trying to pay homage, and they do a really good job of paying homage to the novels, but at the same time the books are not really, they're hard to make into movies. And the way the movie adaptation I just got done watching, it was very it's very B movie like, and it was very much like Robert Rodriguez's Planet Terror, which is like a B movie of the 80s cinema where people went to grindhouse theaters and like what was it, and drive-in movie theaters, and when they're trying to, and watching that, and Planet Terror is very homage to that. It's cheesy, it's fun, it's violent, and it's like you're not supposed to take it seriously. Sin City is probably a movie you're not supposed to be taken seriously either, but like the characters, when I read the stories, I felt more engrossed with the characters. I felt more connected to the characters. I could feel for them. When I watched the movie, I was just kind of like, this is exactly what I was reading, but it was very soulless. I saw all the scenes that were like they used the storyboards, they used the comic strips from the books as storyboards produce the movie. And then when I watched them, I was just kind of like, these are the characters I know. I felt connected to them when I was reading the stories. I felt engrossed in their plots and engrossed into the story that they were in. But as I was watching this movie, I was just kind of like, I don't feel the same way. I enjoyed the actors who played it did a great job in what they had, but at the same time, it's just kind of like these stories are meant for books and books only. And sometimes I feel frustrated at the movie industry makes movie adaptations just for money. You know, you have the Road to Perdition novel that Tom Hanks was in a couple of years ago. Sam Mendes directed it. It's a very well done film, but if you read the book, it's more violent, it's more engrossing, and you feel a lot more for the characters than Sam Mendes' more atmospheric film, which is kind of like more artsy, more kind of. It's still a good film, but at the same time, you want that nitty grittiness that was in the book. And as I'm just looking at movies today, it just becomes more apparent that sometimes filmmakers are trying to just grab the dollar and not trying to go for the substance. And I mean, there's a lot of movies like the Chronicles of Narnia movies that have done fairly good jobs of adaptations, but sometimes I think that books should just stay books. Good case in point, The Catcher in the Rye. It's a well done book, fantastically written, and the author never wanted to be made into a movie, and he held on to that, and he, like millions of people, or probably not millions of people, but a lot of people wanted to make it a movie. They felt inspired by this movie. After they read the book, they wanted, like, I want to make this into a movie. I want this to be a passionate and show my vision and show my feelings of the world today, and that by making this movie Catcher in the Rye, he was like, if you read the story, you say like he doesn't like movies, and so I don't think he would like it. And so the author always made the argument that he doesn't like movies. So what's the point of making a movie if he doesn't like movies? And he's held on to it. And so if anybody were to make a movie adaptation today or anything close to it, like I'm trying to think, his family and the people who own the rights to the book would sue them. And so maybe authors need to be a lot more. Like, I know authors need to make money, and I knew authors need to, if the books don't really sell that well, then maybe making a movie adaptation would be better. But at the same time, you're always kind of frustrated at a good story that kind of gets ruined in the process of being retold over and over again, or being told in a crappy adaptation that you think could have been much better if it was just people read the book and enjoyed it that way. And so that was my thought of watching Sin City, and I'm trying to figure out If you guys have any questions or comments or any agreements with this, please shoot me an email at carroll.sean@sbcglobal.net, and tune in next week for my next video blog. Thanks again.